Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our monthly Famicos Community Podcast. I'm your host, Ariana Johnson, Communications Manager with the Famicos Foundation. Happy March and happy Women's History Month. I have two announcements before we get started into the podcast. The first announcement is our text preparation session is still going on. We've been going strong since Monday, January 23rd. Our hours are Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays from 2:30 to 6:30. And Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Appointments are open, but book yours today. You can call 216-791-6476, extension 244 or extension 262. You can call 211 or you can visit www.refundohio.org. It is by appointment only, so if you need to get your taxes prepared before the end of tax season, we have you. You just have to schedule an appointment. And then also, Famicos, our health equity department, will be participating in the Cleveland Clinic Men's Health Fair April 1st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Langston Youth Center, Cleveland Clinic Community Health and Education Center, 2390 East 79th Street, Cleveland, Ohio. It's a free event. There'll be health screenings, food, haircuts, educational workshops, financial literacy workshops, entrepreneurship workshops, as well as employment. Here at Famicos, we will be distributing vaccines with the Cleveland Department Public of Health. So come out and stop by. This is for the men in our community. So all of the men, if you need to get your health checked, if you want to get health screenings or just learn more about what's going on in the community, feel free to stop by. But we all know that it's Women's History Month, so we are going to pivot. I have the honor of interviewing Miss Brittany Leigh, CEO and owner of House of B Jewels here in the community of Glenville. So, hi, Miss Brittany, how are you today?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
All right, well, let's just get started. Tell me about your background, your family life, and how your family life and your background led you into this great field or great trajectory into jewelry and beauty.
So I'm just gonna go by where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, but I grew up in Akron.
Mm-hmm.
I just recently moved here to Cleveland because I was married, and so we opened up the storefront here in Cleveland. Um, as far as my family life, I am a mommy of three.
Okay.
I just got married. Well, not just got married. We celebrated 1 year in January.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It goes really, really fast. It felt like yesterday when we got married. So I have three babies now. I have a 4-month-old daughter, a 2-year-old son, and a 10-year-old daughter. Um, the the business kind of started with Bailey. Um, Before I had her, I've always worked in beauty. Beauty is what has always caught my eye. I was a nail tech prior to starting House of B Jewels. After I had Bailey, when you're in the beauty industry, it's kind of like you don't get paid. So I had to figure out a way to do things that I love, which was fashion, beauty, making things beautiful. I love details. So I needed to have something I was passionate about, but do something that didn't necessarily require my presence. So that's how House of B Jewels was birthed. We started online. Um, we are almost 9 years old. We'll be celebrating our 9-year anniversary April 21st. And
Congratulations on that.
thank you. And it seemed like yesterday. It seemed like yesterday I was starting. It seemed like yesterday I made my own little website. Like time goes so fast.
That's wonderful. And then, like, what is the message behind House of B Jewels?
So House of B Jewels is clearly we sell jewelry, but I feel like we sell so much more. I started my jewelry business with two pieces, the Lord and Savior and the Redeemer. We are not a Christian-based business, but when I started my business, I feel like I was on a journey of finding myself. And I had got saved again, and I was really like into my spiritual journey. Um, And it started with I wanted a Jesus piece. Then I was like, I want a Jesus piece for my daughter too. And we started our whole line with just a Jesus piece.
That's wonderful. And then you are at Glenvillage. How long have you been in Glenvillage?
We will be going on 2 years November. Glenvillage has been a blessing. I was aware of the Glenvillage project when they first started. Unfortunately, I was still in Akron, and I was still in school.
Okay.
So it wasn't working for me. Like, there was no way I was... Kind of like the location where it is, there was no way that I could get here in, like, a timely fashion. It would have been, like, a 45-minute hour.
Yeah. And then the winter months is like, good night.
Right. So I was, like, so excited. Then I was like, this is not going to work. As exciting as it wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
So I didn't pursue it. Just so how it happened, I didn't think about it anymore. I moved. I had just had my son, and Glenvillage kind of like fell back in my lap. Like I was reunited. There was a vacant store, and they asked me to apply to see if I would be available or if I would be a good fit.
Okay.
And all the cards had played out. I relocated. I had just had my son, and I had closed the store when I had him. I had closed the online store, and I was preparing to come back.
Okay.
And they're like, you should definitely apply for the store. And I was like, what? That's amazing. Like, that's so funny how God works, but
always.
It kind of just fell in my lap.
And then, like, you talked about the Jesus piece and how you got started by wanting to make a Jesus piece for you and your daughter. But I was being nosy, as per usual. And I went on your website, and I noticed that you have, like, different jewelry lines. You have an adult jewelry line, and then you have a children's jewelry line. So what's, like, your favorite jewelry line within your within House of B Jewels?
I love both. I clearly love both. Right now in this season, I really want to focus on the children's line. I feel like sometimes I do the children's line a disservice. Just because as a mom, I know the lengths as a mom, a parent, what we do for our children. Me personally, I always want to make sure my kids look at their best.
Yeah.
Not every day. Like, if they're going to school, whatever, okay. When we going somewhere, we going out as a unit, as a family, I need everybody sharp. I need everybody with their little jewelry on. I need everybody to match. It's my favorite thing to do. It's very stressful, but it's my favorite thing.
Yeah, that's how my mom and my grandmother used to be with me. I could not leave the house, and my grandmother was she was notorious for saying, girl, you need to get your hair done. You look like you escaped from the penitentiary or something like that. So she was notorious for me making sure that I looked nice at church and like at school and things of that sort. So I totally get that. Are you planning on opening another brick and mortar aside from Glenvillage?
I am. I don't have the specific details, so I won't go in on that.
Okay.
But it is in the future. I just don't have the details. I know I feel like God has put it in my heart. I just don't know the details. I'm waiting for him to download it to me.
Well, hey, I'm definitely aligned.
And I don't move until he tell me.
I know that's right. I don't do it. I don't move until he says move either. And then, what are the goals and things that we should look forward to in House of B Jewels, like in the next few months?
In the next couple of months, we will be rolling out a lot of new pieces. So I'm super excited about that. We will be rolling out wholesale pieces, but specifically for the children's collection. That's why I say I'm really excited about the children's collection. Like, I have a lot of stuff that I have been working on with that, and I definitely want to drop wholesale with that. I want to do a class. So I will be teaching people that are interested in doing their own jewelry business, how to work the business. So that's exciting for me. I've been wanting to do that for a long time, and just now I feel like it clicked. Like, I feel like I hear God saying it's time.
Yeah.
After 9 years, it's time.
And then I just want to backtrack for a little bit. You said that you started as, gaining a large social media presence. So, like, what did you do? Did you start on Facebook or Twitter? Did you, like, highlight, like, different pieces that you were selling?
I just started on Instagram. I literally had no idea what I was doing at all. I would go on Instagram and I would see like all these like stylish people, and what I would look for would be people that I identify with. I'm like, okay, she's cute, and I kind of feel like she matches my target market when it comes to House of Jewels. And what I would do, I would just stalk people. I'd be on social media like, hey girl, I don't know you, but you're so cute. And I think that you would be really cute if you would let me send you some of my pieces in exchange for a shout out.
That's the best way to do it. Like that's how people establish like brand awareness and things of that sort. And then it works because like people who are interested in modeling or identify or label themselves as models, they're able to work with people who have a large online presence. So that works.
So it benefits both parties.
Yeah. And then I also noticed that you produce T-shirts, which you have on right now, which is fire.
Thank you.
Are you planning to sell any other accessories?
I'm going to give you a little backstory on this T-shirt. It is a collaboration with my husband. Okay. He has a brand called Kingdom. He's fire. He's very creative. He has a brain that works like no other. He's a pastor, and he calls it Christian streetwear. Okay. He doesn't really like jewelry. He likes jewelry, but he doesn't like jewelry. He does not like diamonds. Oh, okay. He likes everything like solid gold, stuff like that. So I told him, like, somehow in this marriage, we're a partnership. We got to figure out how to make money together.
Iron sharpening iron.
And so we came up with this collaboration of this blessed tee. We have it in a tee and we have it in a crew neck. And his idea was the blessed. It was how big it was. And I was like, what if we could make, well, both of us, what if we could make it look like jewelry? So that's where this T-shirt came from. And like it's like a blessing. I'm like, that is so dope. Just the backstory behind it. So we do plan on making more. Okay. We do plan on making more.
And I definitely plan on purchasing one because I saw it and I was like, I want one. Like I told you, I got T-shirts like that all the time. That's like making most of my wardrobe.
We're real casual.
Yeah.
Like when people go to church, they be like, so y'all just gonna come to church in y'all jogging suit, tennis shoes? Absolutely.
So what church you go to?
He's a pastor at Mount Sinai.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, very casual. But I appreciate how dope Kingdom is because the messages on the shirt are amazing.
Well, the Bible said, come as you are, so... Hey, why is it important for women to own their own businesses?
It was important for me because I needed a freedom. I needed freedom as far as when it came to my schedule. Being a single mother, you just never know. It would have been hard for me to do nails and be a single mom because so many people depend on you to be there. And I couldn't physically be there for certain people because I had to be there for my child. I felt like that was the utmost important thing. So owning my own business, not that I didn't work, I just worked when it was convenient for me. Like I was probably up burning the midnight oil because the only time I could work was when she was asleep. I remember those nights. Those were sleepless nights. I'm having sleepless nights still because I have a 4-month-old. But it was important to me because I needed that freedom. I wanted to be able to be in her life and still run a business. So I wanted to be able to take her to gymnastics and still run my business. That was what was really important for me, and then like no stipulations.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I've noticed about a lot of successful business women is that they understand the art of mastering balance. Being the best mom, wife, mother, and then businesswoman they can be, and that they feel like their time is being devoted to just business or they'll quickly get themselves realigned. And I think that that's really great and aspiring. Talk to us about the advantages and disadvantages, if any, of owning a niche line like a jewelry line.
Advantage is you can go all in on the specific things that you have. I feel like that's an advantage. Some people are all over the place, and it's very hard to come up with a marketing scheme or things of that nature because it's just all over the place.
Yeah.
So, like for April's coming up, and what I've done for my marketing is I've come up with, I just want to focus on rings.
Okay.
I want to focus on rings for the whole month of April. Like, and they're like, how can you make content for rings for April? I'm like, it's so much content. It's so much when it comes to just rings. It's so much when it comes to just jewelry. Like, it might seem like it's a lot. I mean, it's small, but it's...
No, I can
it's
understand.
so much.
Yeah.
Like, it's different stones, different metals, different ways, different sizes. It's so much. I think when you narrow your niche, you come off better. It might not seem like it, but it allows you to focus. And I feel like you can come out way ahead versus I want to carry jewelry, I want to carry purses, I want to carry...
Yeah, you have to focus on one thing. Because I know for me, I'm a shopaholic. And if I see, a ring, a purse, like,
That's
I will
how
buy
I am.
everything.
Everything gets my attention. I'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
So I can't run my business like that. I know that because I am an all over the place person. I have to that's what I like for April. I'm like, so April is rings. Okay. And I'm doing this for myself because I know my brain be all over the place. It's rings. That's it. Don't let me post anything else. So it can help me.
Yeah. You got too much going on. You need to rings. Hashtag rings for April.
Rings for April.
Do you provide any mentorship or internship opportunities for anybody who wants to go into the jewelry field?
I do not as of yet, but I am working on it, and it will be available sometime this year. I just kind of feel like as a business owner that's been in the business for 9 years, I'm a Virgo. I know that's not good. My husband's like, what? I'm a Virgo and I'm a perfectionist. And I really love professionalism. So I don't do anything
halfway. Well, that's Leo vibes over here too. Yeah.
So as I'm perfecting it, I'll be working on it. And when I roll it out, I'll roll it out when I feel like it's ready. Right. But I want to offer it because there's so many people asking me. And they be in my DMs. And I'll be like, oh, God, what do I say? I don't know. Right. Sometimes I freeze, but I'm going to get it together.
And then is House of B Jewels doing anything in particular to celebrate Women's History Month?
We did not do anything in particular. We did celebrate at City Hall on Thursday. They had a Women's History, what you would call like a cocktail hour. So they had food and vendors, and everybody was, I guess, allowed to leave their desk, come and shop, and eat. So we did that. But as far as anything special or specific, not this March.
Okay, that's fine.
Next March.
Busy. You are busy. So I don't. What would be your advice for potential boutique jewelry? People who want to open up their own jewelry boutique, specifically women. What advice would you give them as far as going into this business venture in the city of Cleveland?
What I would say is look at your own paper. That basically, in school, when you be trying to cheat, look at your own paper. Find out who it is that you are, and find out when it comes to carrying pieces as far as for retail. What I've learned is people respond better when something has a backstory. People respond better when it's something that you truly love. People respond better when it's you versus you trying to be someone else or mimic someone else or mimic whatever somebody else is doing. I feel like you should be true to who you are and true to things that you love. Yeah. And I feel like those things will put you at the forefront.
And I think that's just sound advice, specifically in the fashion industry. You don't want to copy or emulate anyone because it becomes very disingenuous.
It does. And it's hard to even market something that's not true to who you are. It starts to be like an imposter syndrome. Yeah. And then sometimes you can't get to the bottom of, like, you know, I done bought all this inventory. I done bought all these clothes. Why ain't nobody buying it?
Right.
Because
it doesn't
it doesn't
align with
represent
you.
you. You wouldn't have wore it. You're copying off of somebody else. It's not you.
Right.
It doesn't have a backstory behind it. And so I just feel like the more you are in tune to what you are into and not trying to emulate, I think, it's more rewarding. It's not as hard because let's say you wanted to carry, I don't know, what do you like?
Everything. But I will say, I told you I'm a snapaholic, but I am really in because I am a curvy, woman. I am into plus size clothing, so I would say like, as far as like Pretty Little Thing and fashion and figure, those are like my two.
That's right. So imagine you having a clothing line and not putting plus size clothes in your store.
Yeah.
How you gonna model it?
Yeah.
How you gonna represent it? It's just, it's a disconnect. So make sure that whatever it is that you're doing as far as a business, whatever retail stuff that you're bringing in, make sure you're connected to it in some kind of way.
Yeah, that's great advice. And then tell us your point of contact, your website, social media, and address.
So we are located in Glenvillage, which is close to the VA hospital, close to Ashbury, because I have to always, they'd be like, what? Because it's a newer building. We've been there for 3 years. Stop and come see us. It's 1400 East 105th Street. It houses Black businesses in there. So House of Bejewels is in there. Squash the Beef is in there. Vitamin Candy is in there. Am I missing it? Oh, Piping Hot Grill is in there along with myself. We are online at houseofbejewels.com. We are also on Instagram at House of Bejewels. And that's pretty much it.
Well, thank you. Well, that's everything. I really do appreciate you, Miss Brittany Leigh, for coming down and, sitting down and talking to me today. You are definitely a woman on the move, specifically in the city of Cleveland and our community. You are a shining example, and thank you so much for speaking, coming down here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Honestly, thank you.
Thank you.